Donald Trump and Barron clash in a heated family debate that left everyone in shock. You won't believe what happened next when father and son went head-to-head. Watch as the conversation takes a dramatic turn that no one saw coming. Every family has its moments of tension, even those in the spotlight. But when it's a family as influential as the Trumps, every word, every disagreement, and every exchange takes on a whole new level of significance. Imagine a heated debate not just between father and son, but between a former president and his youngest child, each representing a clash of generations and ideologies. In this story, we dive into an extraordinary moment where Donald Trump and Barron Trump faced off in a debate that left even Melania Trump in a challenging position as the mediator. This wasn't just any family argument. It was a defining moment that revealed both their differences and their deep bond. What was the topic that sparked such a passionate exchange, and how did it end? Let's uncover the details. The debate kicked off unexpectedly, sparked by a casual comment at the dinner table that quickly escalated into a passionate discussion. The focus? A generational clash of values and beliefs that struck a chord with everyone present. On one side, Donald Trump stood firm, leaning on decades of experience, his business acumen, and the traditional values that guided his rise to prominence. He argued for sticking to time-tested principles, emphasizing discipline, loyalty, and hard work as the foundation for success. He wasn't just speaking as a father, but as a man whose legacy had shaped a global brand. Barron, however, had other ideas. With the confidence of youth and a modern perspective shaped by growing up in the digital age, he argued for innovation, change, and adaptability. He challenged the rigidity of old-school traditions, pointing out how the world had evolved and how his generation needed to be free to think outside the box to make its mark. The back and forth was captivating. Donald defended his stance with anecdotes from his life, stories of tough decisions, high-stakes deals, and lessons learned the hard way. Meanwhile, Barron countered with a sharp wit and compelling examples from current events and pop culture. He argued that clinging too tightly to the past stifles creativity and progress. Melania, sitting between them, seemed caught in the middle. Her expressions ranged from subtle nods of agreement to moments of visible tension as the conversation intensified. At one point, she gently interjected, reminding both sides to focus on mutual understanding rather than winning the argument. The exchange wasn't just about their family. It was symbolic of a broader generational divide that many families experience. Donald's desire to preserve his legacy clashed with Barron's determination to create his own identity. The atmosphere was electric, with moments of humor, emotion, and genuine connection weaving through the heated dialogue. The debate revealed more than just opposing viewpoints. It showcased their deep respect for each other, even amid the clash. But as the conversation unfolded, it became clear that this was no ordinary family debate. The next revelation would leave everyone in the room, and those who later heard the story, completely stunned. The debate quickly escalated from a spirited discussion to a full-blown clash of wills, with Donald and Barron both passionately defending their perspectives. What began as a seemingly harmless disagreement took a dramatic turn when emotions got involved. Donald leaned into his trademark assertiveness, his voice firm as he reiterated the importance of following established traditions and maintaining the family's strong public image. "There's a reason the old ways work," he declared, pointing to his life's achievements as evidence. His tone carried both authority and an unmistakable challenge. Barron, however, wasn't backing down. With an impressive level of composure for his age, he countered his father's points with logic and the confidence of someone who had spent time carefully forming his own beliefs. "Times are changing," he argued. "Success now requires adaptability, not just sticking to the past." His calm delivery was laced with passion, showing that he wasn't intimidated by the weight of his father's legacy. As the conversation heated up, their differing communication styles became apparent. Donald's direct, commanding approach clashed with Barron's thoughtful yet unyielding responses. At one point, Donald raised his hands in frustration and exclaimed, "You don't understand what it takes to build something lasting." Barron fired back, his tone respectful but firm. "And maybe that's because the world you built it in doesn't exist anymore. The room fell silent for a moment as the weight of his words settled over everyone present. Melania, visibly uncomfortable but poised, tried to mediate. "Both of you are making good points," she said, her calm voice cutting through the tension. "But this isn't about who's right. It's about understanding each other." Her attempt to bring balance only momentarily eased the tension. The heated exchange revealed the strength of their personalities and the undeniable generational gap between them. It wasn't just a disagreement, it was a collision of ideologies, each side representing a broader societal shift. Yet, despite the intensity, there was an underlying respect that kept the conversation from boiling over completely. By the end of the exchange, the debate had evolved beyond a father-son argument. It had become a symbol of a family navigating the challenges of different eras and perspectives. What happened next, however, would bring the tension to an unexpected resolution. As the tension between Donald and Barron grew, it was clear that someone needed to step in and bring balance to the heated exchange. Melania, known for her calm demeanor and steady presence, assumed the role of mediator, a position she had perfected over years of navigating high-pressure situations both in the public eye and within her family. Sitting between Donald's commanding tone and Barron's composed yet impassioned responses, Melania carefully listened to each side, her eyes moving back and forth as if analyzing every word. She waited for a pause in the conversation before speaking, ensuring her voice would command attention without adding fuel to the fire. "Enough," she said softly yet firmly, her words cutting through the tension like a knife. Both Donald and Barron turned to her, momentarily caught off guard by her decisive tone. "This isn't about winning or losing," she continued, her accent adding a measured weight to her words. "It's about understanding, and right now, neither of you is trying to understand the other." Melania's approach wasn't to take sides but to bridge the generational gap. She pointed out the validity in both arguments, acknowledging Donald's experience and traditional values while applauding Barron's forward-thinking mindset. "Donald," she said, looking directly at him, "you've built an empire, but times are different now. Barron sees things through the lens of his generation, and that doesn't make him wrong. It makes him thoughtful." Turning to Barron, she added, "And you, Barron, you're strong and intelligent, but your father's experience is something you can learn from. Respect his journey, even if you don't agree with every part of it." Her ability to articulate both perspectives without undermining either of them created a moment of reflection. For a brief time, the energy in the room shifted from combative to contemplative. Melania also used humor to diffuse the tension, saying, "If the two of you are going to argue this passionately, at least agree on dessert after dinner." The light-hearted comment drew a rare smile from Donald and a chuckle from Barron, breaking the intensity of the moment. In those 10 minutes, Melania demonstrated the power of empathy and perspective in resolving conflicts. Her calm yet firm mediation highlighted her role as the glue holding the family together, a force of unity amid divisive moments. By the end of her intervention, both Donald and Barron seemed to recognize the value in her words, setting the stage for a resolution neither had anticipated. As the debate came to an end, the atmosphere in the room shifted. The once tense environment began to calm. But the impact of the conversation lingered, not just within the walls of the house, but in the minds of each family member. The emotional residue from the heated exchange was palpable, and it would take time to fully process the event and its significance. For Barron, the encounter left him with a sense of relief, but also a new level of understanding. He had never seen his father so unwavering in his beliefs, but for the first time, he also realized the weight those beliefs carried, shaped by years of experience in the public eye. Though Barron hadn't fully agreed with his father's points, he felt more confident in expressing his own ideas, knowing that his voice could be heard, even if it clashed with Donald's. He spent a few moments in reflection, considering the lessons hidden within the debate. Despite their differences, Barron understood that his father's world was one that required perseverance and resilience. Donald, too, had a moment of introspection. Though he had entered the debate with a firm stance, he couldn't deny that his son's viewpoint had forced him to reconsider certain aspects of his perspective. Barron's fresh ideas made him realize that the world was changing in ways he had yet to fully comprehend. Despite the heat of the argument, Donald appreciated his son's intelligence and independence. He respected Barron's boldness, even if he didn't fully agree with the way it challenged traditional norms. Melania, who had always remained the steady force in the family, observed the aftermath quietly. She could sense the quiet shift in both Donald and Barron. In some ways, the debate had served as a rite of passage for Barron, an opportunity to test his beliefs against his father's powerful convictions. For Donald, it was a reminder that his son was growing into his own person, someone who would challenge him, but also someone he could respect. Melania could see that while the debate had been difficult, it had also created an opportunity for growth and understanding within their family. In the days that followed, life seemed to return to its usual rhythm, but there was an unspoken understanding that the dynamic within the Trump family had shifted. There would be more discussions, more moments of disagreement, but also more opportunities for dialogue. This debate, as heated as it had been, had set the stage for a more open exchange of ideas between father and son. A powerful reminder that sometimes conflict can spark growth and deeper connections. The debate also had a lasting impact beyond the family's walls. The media picked up on the story, speculating about the growing divide between the older and younger generations in the Trump family. Reporters were quick to dissect the argument, with some claiming that it highlighted the generational gap between Donald and Barron. Others were quick to point out the signs of respect that had emerged through the exchange, interpreting the moment as an example of mutual understanding, despite their differences. The debate between Donald and Barron left an indelible mark, not just on their family dynamic, but on the way they viewed each other. The key takeaway from this intense exchange was the importance of healthy communication and mutual respect, even when opinions clash. While it's easy to assume that generational divides will always result in conflict, this debate proved that it can also lead to growth and understanding. For Barron, the lesson was clear. It's essential to find your voice and stand by your beliefs, even if they differ from those around you. His willingness to challenge his father's ideas demonstrated the power of independent thinking and the courage to push back against established norms. At the same time, Barron learned the value of listening, of understanding the perspectives that come from years of experience. This debate gave him the confidence to navigate difficult conversations in the future, knowing that differing opinions don't necessarily mean a lack of respect or love. For Donald, the takeaway was a reminder of how important it is to adapt and be open-minded, especially when confronted with new ideas. While he didn't completely agree with Barron's stance, he respected his son's ability to think critically and independently. Donald saw firsthand that as a father, he had to support Barron's intellectual growth, even if it meant being challenged on his own beliefs. This moment also reinforced the idea that family, despite differences, should be a space where ideas can be exchanged freely and constructively. For Melania, the lesson was about patience and balance. As the mediator in this situation, she realized the importance of allowing both sides to express themselves while also maintaining the unity of the family. Her role reminded her that the strength of a family lies not in agreement, but in the ability to respect each other's individuality and foster open dialogue. Ultimately, the biggest lesson from this heated family debate is that the power of honest conversation, respect for differing opinions, and the courage to stand up for what you believe in can strengthen relationships and spark growth. It's these moments of tension and understanding that shape who we are as individuals and as a family.